enact positive changes in their lives. Her career began as a graphic designer in Manhattan, and during a failing economy, she experienced the financial setbacks many of us are experiencing today. This inspired her to take control of her income and create her design business, Moxie Creative Group, in 2004. In 2014, she stepped into the gig economy, and she discovered a fulfilling profession that enabled her to have a physical and financial impact on other people's lives. She's driven to educate people on the alternative ways to make more money today, why it's necessary, the questions to ask, all important, and the options available. You can read Lauren's full biography in your program, but right now I'm very interested in what Lauren has to say. Please welcome her.
Thank you, ladies. I'm so happy to be here, and if you're going to indulge me for just a second, I'm going to take a selfie with all you fabulous ladies. So everybody give me a great big smile. Hands up. Love it. Thank you so much. I had to put that down here because I was going to forget it. So first, I want to thank the Chambers for putting this event together. This has been absolutely an extraordinary day. Wouldn't you agree? I learned so much, and I feel so blessed that I'm following the luncheon keynote, I just lost her name. Sharon, and then to follow Judy. I feel like they just set me up. So thank you, the Chamber, for putting this together. I would like to honor all the fellow speakers. And finally, again, I would like to thank FN, First National Bank, for sponsoring this segment today. So thank you. Where'd you go? Thank you. There you go. Thank you. So the gig economy. What is the gig economy? We're going to find out what that is today. And ladies, you are going to be empowered, because as we just learned from Judy's session, knowledge is power, yes? And I'm going to be asking you, who here has not heard of the word gig economy? Raise your hand. Awesome. So ladies, you're going to walk out of here smarter. And you're going to walk out of here more empowered, because you are going to know that you have options in your life in our changing world today. So here's a little outline. We're going to talk about what the gig economy is, why it's important, linear income versus asset income, and I'm going to spend some time on that because most of us were not taught the difference between these two ways to make money. We're going to talk about who needs the gig economy, who's participating, and ladies, how you're going to empower your life as you walk out through these doors. So the gig economy is brilliant. It's simply people like you and me utilizing our own unique assets, skills, possessions, and talents to bring in an extra stream of income. The gig economy gives you options and control over your cash flow, and absolutely every single person can participate. Isn't that awesome? So I bet you're wondering, let me give you some examples. Well, here's some examples. Please raise your hands if you have ever stayed in an Airbnb or a home away. Please keep your hands raised. And can you please raise your hand if you've ever ridden in an Uber or a Lyft? Look around the room, ladies. Almost all the hands are up. Well, guess what? You are participating in the gig economy. Here's on the customer side of it. So Airbnb, it's the largest hospitality company, yet owns no real estate. Think about that. All that Airbnb has done was create a platform so that people who are looking for homes to stay in when they're going on vacation, with people who have the space to share it. Uber, largest transportation company, it owns no cars. What did Uber do? Somebody just created a platform to connect people who needed a ride with people who wanted to get them. Simple. Facebook, it's the #1 media company, yet creates no content. I just put that in there because that's just a good flow. Fiverr.com connects freelancers with opportunities. And as I sit on this, there's cards on your seat. I want everybody to fill out that card. There's going to be a box. There's a box in the front of the room. I'm going to give you, Entrepreneur Magazine wrote the 50 best ways to start earning money in the gig economy. And I'm going to send you that link, as well as at the end of the day, there's going to be a U Economy ebook. It's called Success by Success Magazine. You're going to be receiving that. I got a lot of my information from that book. Fiverr.com, it connects freelancers with opportunities. Do we have any people who do freelance work? Yeah. Online businesses, they are the best investment you will ever make. And I'm going to go into that a little bit deeper as we move through. So here's some statistics. 55 million people in the U.S. are gig workers. Did you know that? Which is more than 35% of the U.S. workforce. That number is projected to jump to 43% by 2020. Guess what? That's next year. In the back of the room, that's from the Bureau of Labor Statistics. So the gig economy is poised to provide exactly what we need right when we need it. And I'm going to take a moment here and tell you when I needed it. And you're going to laugh. That's me when I was in my 20s, when I lived in Manhattan. That's my brother Stephen. We have the Twin Towers in the background. And that was a time of a lot of excitement and also a lot of change. And my background is in graphic design and advertising. So as you know, New York City is a mecca for that profession. So I was living it up. I loved it. I walked to work every day with a pep in my step. Until one day, I walked into work, and I was sent back out that door 20 minutes later holding a box of my belongings because I was just laid off. In my 20s. I thought, how in the world could this ever happen? I was doing everything right. Then it was even more of an aha moment when I went to the unemployment line, and it wasn't just me. There were thousands and thousands of other people that were in that unemployment line right along with me. Business suits, men, women, millennials, well back then it was millennials, but everybody of all ages were there. And I thought, how could this happen to all of us? And the line came out the door, to the left, down the street, and around the city block. And it was in those moments I thought, this is not going to be me ever again. So I decided in those moments that it was going to be, I'm always going to be open to opportunity, and I'm always going to be open to solutions. And little did I know that at that time I started gigging. I had no idea. Because I couldn't find work. And I was freelancing, as many freelance jobs as I could get, but it wasn't enough. So, and there's a lot more, there's a lot of juicy details. I would love to tell all of you over a glass of wine at happy hour. So we're just gonna fast forward because, and I'm gonna get into a funny little story in a little bit, but it was a time that was just a very big awakening moment for me. So I want to set the stage for some things that are taking place in our economy today that is really important, and I don't think a lot of us are talking about it or really understanding the impact that it's having. Those of you in the back, this graph on the left, it says retail stores that closed in 2018. That's a long list. I'm not going to read all of them, but Toys R Us closed 735 stores. Walgreens, Rite Aid, 600. Sears, Bon-Ton stores, J. Crew. That all those added together is 3,847 stores that have closed. On the right, this is the 2019. They're calling it the retail apocalypse. Payless shoe stores, 2,500 stores closing. Gap, 230. Victoria's Secret, 53. These are all stores that I grew up buying from. You add in 2019, we've got 5,171 stores closing. That's a lot. So you add those two totals together, it's just north of 9,000 stores. Why is this happening? And let's just think for a minute. Okay, 9,000 stores have closed. So who did that affect? Did it affect the retail workers? You betcha. Did it affect the people that worked in the marketing department? You betcha. Did it affect the people who did sales? Yep. Did it affect the people in the manufacturing who supplied the products to these stores? Like, think of the hundreds and thousands of people whose jobs were affected. Why is this happening? It's because of e-commerce, and it's not a bad thing. It's just our country and our world is evolving at a rapid pace. Amazon was responsible for 49.1% of all US e-commerce sales last year. That's up 15%. Online businesses are at an all-time high. Clue, ding, ding, ding. It's estimated that by the year 2040, 95% of purchases will be through e-commerce. So that is just one thing. Now, this little segment, there's no words, so if I can talk. It's positioning you for the artificial intelligence. Can you hear me? change is happening, would you agree? And we need a way to keep up, yes? Uh-oh, there it is. So these are two statistics I wanted to bring to you. Automation will impact 51% of work activities in the US and also impact 2.7 trillion in wages by 2055 or sooner. That is from the McKinsey Global Institute. Automation could eliminate 73 million of US jobs by 2030. That's 10 years. And I put these photos at the top, as we just saw, there's driverless cars. But I want you to start taking the filter off and really looking at your surroundings and paying attention to when you see self-checkouts, or you go to the airport and there's not a waitress waiting on you, there's an iPad. That just happened to me in the Philadelphia airport. There's an iPad and somebody just brought my food over. So there's so many shifts and changes taking place. This right here is a robotic arm working in a pharmacy. So who's participating? There's a lot of people participating in the gig economy, and it's also referred to as the U economy, the sharing economy. But I wanted to focus for this purpose on women, millennials, and the baby boomers. So ladies, 44% of you now have some side gig. Way to go. Smart. The top 3 reasons women are working a side gig is so they can have more flexibility in their life. And oftentimes that's flexibility to be with their family and be with their children. And they like the idea of building a business and more pay. Now, can I please have a raise of hands for all of the millennials in the room that's 18 to 35? Yes! Millennials, I want to love on you for just 1 second, because I think oftentimes you kind of get a bad rap. And I want everybody to understand here, let's love on these millennials, because they're just growing up in an environment that we have created for them. And what they are doing and the choices that they are making is going to have an impact in like the buying choices. Just everything that they're doing. 2019 is going to be the year that the millennials surpass the baby boomers. So everything that they're doing and how you're spending your money is going to affect all of us. And it's not that they don't want to work. They just want to work doing things that they're passionate about. And 45% would choose workplace flexibility over pay. And 89% would prefer to choose when and how they work than being placed in a 9 to 5. That's from Entrepreneur Magazine. So let's just love on them a little bit, right? Baby boomers, 55% lack sufficient retirement funds. The gig economy is an ideal way for boomers to bolster their income. When you get in an Uber car, talk to your driver. Ask them. I get in Uber cars all the time, and the majority of them are the boomers. And I ask them, why are you driving? Supplement my income. Or, I don't have enough for retirement. And if you think about it, with how our technology is advancing, and our healthcare is advancing, the baby boomers are outliving what they were estimated to be living. So they're in a pinch. So they're just stepping into this gig economy full swing. So, linear income versus asset income. I'm so fired up to talk to you about this right now. Do you know who knows the difference? Or is this our new terminology for anybody? Or please raise your hand. Okay, so it looks like somebody knows that's good. I like this. So linear income is what just about all of us do every single day. It's what I'm still doing. I'm still earning linear income. So I go to work, or my business is in graphic design. I have my design business, and I get a paycheck for the work that I produce. So if there are any doctors in the room, they're linear income workers. Lawyers are also linear income workers, because we get a paycheck for the skill that we've learned how to do, and then guess what? We go and we do the work for a certain amount of time, and we get paid for the amount of time that we did the work. Whereas asset income, it's where you do the work one time, and then you receive payment for that work on a regular basis. I get excited about asset income. A great example would be Harry Potter. J.K. Rowling, she wrote the Harry Potter series, yes? Yeah. So she wrote that series once, but because that book is so darn popular, it's being sold, wouldn't you agree? Parents are buying that for their kids, so every single time those books are being sold, J.K. Rowling is getting a residual income check. So she did the work once, and she's getting paid for it over and over and over again. Does that sound exciting a little bit? Right? But then everybody's like, how do I make asset income? Well, on this next slide, we're gonna talk about 5 ways. You're gonna use your intellectual property, like I just described with J.K. Rowling. You can write an ebook. I was talking to some people who are Stephanie, she writes ebooks. And Amanda, she's an author. So that's a great way to use your intellectual property. You can write an e-commerce course. So you do the work once and you sell it over and over again. Building a traditional business. Building a traditional business is not a small business. I'm talking about a big business like Apple or IBM, where it grows to be self-sustaining and it's having a huge impact in the world. So the founders and the owners and the people who are invested, they're set. They've got leveraged income because of this traditional business and how it's running, and it's a massive giant. Rental properties are fantastic because if you buy a house or an apartment complex, you take out a loan and then you get paid for rent. But it doesn't turn into asset income until that loan is paid off, okay? Investing, we can invest in stocks and bonds. And the last one is the one I'm gonna sit with you, I'm gonna address. So direct selling. All of these things take time, but there's only one with low risk and without a big investment, and that's direct selling. Now, when I say that word, I would like a raise of hands to all the people who get the word that thing in their head, or it's one of those things, or pyramid. Be honest, seriously, raise your hand. Because you're gonna walk out this room today and you're not gonna think that ever again. Because a pyramid scheme, it's illegal. And a few companies did something a long time ago, and it's just a bad rap that stuck with this industry. See these little boys, the paper boys? They're direct sellers. It started way back then. And a pyramid scheme is, I'm just gonna say it again, it's illegal. And it's when a company, they didn't sell a product, a good, or a service. They just recruited people for money. That's so illegal. And it does not happen today. Direct selling is nothing more than a business to consumer business model, a way of distributing a product. I stepped into direct selling 5 years ago, completely by accident. It was a model I hired for a photo shoot. She glowed, like, what are you doing? She sharing economy. And I just had a life-changing experience with these products. I fell in love with them, and I didn't do anything radical. I had my own business. But what did I do? Because I felt so darn good. I called my girlfriend. And I said, oh my gosh, I feel so great, this is amazing. And then I called another girlfriend, just because this is what we do as women every single day. We talk about things that we love with people that we love, and we know that we can help them every single day. We ask for referrals for doctors. The only difference is that we don't get paid for it, except when you're doing something in direct selling or network marketing. So was that helpful? Because I really, if you hear anybody saying, oh, it's a pyramid thing, I want you to stand up, because what did Judith just say? Judy, in the prior segment, knowledge is power. So that's it. In my opinion, direct selling, it's brilliant. Because it's an even playing field for every single one of us, which Judy also said. There's no, but I'm gonna get to that in just a second. So I want to frame this up, because when I saw this, I was like, oh my gosh, because I didn't understand this either. Let's take a look. Would you agree that the NFL, the MLB, and the NBA are big industries? The NFL made 8 points, these are all last year, 2018 global revenue. 8.1 billion for the NFL. MLB was 10.3. NBA 7.4. The US gaming revenue, whose kids plays with video games, right? That's 43.4 billion. US box office 11.9. And the global music revenue is 19.1. So that's a lot of billions, right? So when you add all those up, it comes to $100.2 billion. Guess what? That's $89 billion less than the direct selling network marketing industry in 2017. I didn't get the 18 numbers weren't published yet, so I apologize. But it's consistently going up because of everything that's taking place in the economy today. And there's something out there for everyone. And maybe asset income is not for you. Maybe figure it out. Think about it. think about things that you can be passionate about, because I guarantee you there's a company out there for you. Direct selling companies are at the forefront of the gig economy because they are based on a social model of shared ideas, passions, values, and online businesses that give people just like you and me, the opportunity to create passive income. And women, and I was so excited when Judith brought this up, women, there's no glass ceiling here. The only person that you have to answer to and ask for how much money you're gonna make is the person that you're looking at in the mirror. Your success is up to you. There is no glass ceilings. There's no limits on the income that you can make. It's an even playing field for all. And we're naturals, ladies. We are natural connectors. We talk about stuff. I mean, my husband's like, yeah, you talk a lot. We do it. Like, it's okay. And it's not weird. So I'm going to sit on this one because increases self-esteem and personal growth. 5 years ago today, the idea of me standing up here in front of this room would have probably had me peeing my pants. But over the last 5 years, I've been surrounded by women like you in this room who don't compete with me. They want to lift me up and help me. And they breathe life into me. And now I am blessed that I get to pay this blessing forward. And I play this blessing forward to anybody. It's not just if you're in my company or my team. I do this for every single person that I meet. Because that's what we as a society are kind of missing. We're all on these phones all the time. So I encourage you, look up, smile at people when you're walking down the hall. Say hi. That could be the best gift that you gave that person that day. And when women, they're going to make different life choices when money is no issue. If women have an extra stream of income coming in, they're not going to stay in that relationship that might not be serving them. Or they might not have to stay in a job that they don't want to be staying in. So I think I made my point, right? Every person's a network marketer. The only difference is you're not getting paid for it, right? You complimented my shoes the other day. And when you went and bought shoes, did the company say thank you for your referral? Nope. But with network marketing, you get paid for your referrals. Just think of it like this. It's the company that they manufacture a product. They take all the middlemen out. And they do that so they can control the quality of the product. At least that's what happened in my company. They took all the middlemen out. They wanted to control good products. And it's just profit sharing. That's all that it is. They want to share profits with us. So we're going to step out of that. Is anybody ever going to use the word pyramid scheme ever again? Huh? No, so they're illegal. So we're going to take a step back and go back into the broad term of gigging. 78% of workers live paycheck to paycheck. This is why society is gigging. Over 25% can't put savings aside each month. 65% of Americans worry about paying their bills. 40% of Americans could not cover an unexpected expense of $400 without putting it on a credit card or asking to borrow it from a friend or family member. That's from the Federal Reserve. And roughly 30% of households, they don't have any 401k, nor IRA, no after-tax investment accounts, nothing beyond the value of their primary residence. Families are gigging, mamas are gigging, dads are gigging, because single parenting is up 300% since the 1960s. That's from the Brookings Institute. Incomes remain flat, but our middle class life is up 30% more than what it was 20 years ago. Think about healthcare costs, college tuition, college debt. Don't get me started on that. So 33% of families spend 20% or more of its annual income on childcare. That's a big chunk. And almost 1/3 of baby boomers, they have nothing saved towards retirement. Why women are gaining, there it is again, flexibility, good pay, and to build a business. It gives them added security and they like it. More than 54% of women with children under the age of 5, they gig so that they can spend more time with their babies. And again, I have a whole list of companies. There's babysitting companies there. If you like to sew, there's TaskRabbit. I have a whole list that you're going to get. Women hold two-thirds of all student loan debt, over or $900 billion as of mid-2018, and they will earn 26% less than their male counterparts. Judy touched on that a little bit ago. Retirement benefits for women average only 1/4 of what men receive. So, there's a need. There's a need for all of us to step into this gig economy. 54% of women earn over $500 a month from their side hustle business. That's a good chunk of change. What would you do with an extra $500? Is that your shopping? Girl after my own heart, I love you. My answer was shoes. So, an online business is the best investment that you're ever going to make. There's a phenomenal article, I encourage you to Google it. Why? It's because an online business offers scalability. Scalability is it's just control. You can grow an online business faster and easier than you can grow brick and mortar. An online business provides limitless freedom. You can work from anywhere as long as you have that beautiful little cell phone or an iPad. It's low overhead and it has high margins. You don't have to worry about stocking inventory in most cases. There's no office required. And you have access to a worldwide market. You can run it 24/7 right from your phone. So you don't have any geographical boundaries. And an online business will produce and can produce revenue around the clock. Like even while you sleep, think about that. So I've been building my business for the last 5 years. I get paid every Monday, whether I'm on vacation or not. That's pretty cool. I like that. And it's important to me, but I'm here to bring information to all of you. But this gig economy is your solution to your income challenges and to your happiness. So 20 years ago, if we had that $400 unexpected expense, we wouldn't have really a solution possibly to come up with that $400 that we needed. But now you can just pick up your phone, grab an app, sell a few things on eBay, maybe Uber for a couple rides, and you can get that $400 that you need. So there's a lot of solutions out there. There's virtual assistants. There's, oh gosh, what are some other ones, Lynn? I'm sorry, that's a pro for you now. That's funny. So there's just so many options out there. And what the gig economy gives you, ladies, and it ties into what Judith was saying. It gives you leverage and options. So you have leverage to spend time with your children. You can make a little extra money so that maybe you don't need to go and send them to daycare 5 days a week. Maybe you can gig for 2 days a week and stay home with them. It gives you work-life flexibility. It gives you freedom. Just think about that, freedom. And stability, and I'm going to land on stability because I'm not just talking about financial stability here. I want to share with you my friend Carla, her story. She's in my company, but she was just a happy product user for 6 years. That's it. And then she finally she stepped into she stepped into building a business. And she just started intentionally sharing these products that she loved. And in the next 2 years, did I say she was an engineer? I want to make sure I said that. So for the next 2 years, she was building her business. And her daughter, unfortunately, was diagnosed with a disease. And because of the income the passive income that she was able to create over the last 2 years, she was able to stay at her daughter's bedside and not ask her employer permission. She was able to stay there at every single doctor appointment. So this stability, it's not just financial. It's stability of how you can give the rest of the people that you love. So you combine all those, and again, right back, I love that I piggybacked on Judith's presentation. You get confidence. You have all these going on in your life, you're going to be more confident. So now is the best time to participate, and there's quite a few reasons. We're like in all the stars are aligning. Because if you have this, technology is advancing at lightning speeds, as we saw on that earlier video. We've got 5G coming out. I'm kind of afraid of that, quite honestly, because I'm just afraid of it. If you have a cell phone, you're in business. And in online or direct selling, the sun never sets on your business. And I'm not here to plug online or direct selling. I'm here to educate you, and I'm here to make sure that you understand that there's a lot of options out there. Our computers, our processing power, and our storage capacity have gone through the roof. Does anybody remember dial-up, by the way? Nightmare. So now we have the speed of the internet. People have fallen in love with convenience and they expect more. And almost none of the 9-to-5 rules are applying. Things are shifting. We see a lot of people that are working more remotely. They're either working from home or they're going to a workspace called WeWork. Yeah. So, know your worth. Judith did a great job talking about negotiating. And again, the only person in a lot of these instances, if you want to drive an Uber, you can earn as much as you want. If you want to be a virtual assistant, you can choose how long you're going to work. And you're the deciding factor on how much you're going to earn. Comparing profiles of men and women on Upwork. Men charge 57% more than women. On Fiverr, some men charge 87% more than women. So we have to get our confidence up, and we have to believe in ourselves a lot more, and we can't be afraid to ask for things that we want or we deserve. And wow, I'm doing great on time. Because I want to just share with you, when I was hearing Judy talk about negotiating, when I worked in Manhattan, I started a job and I brought a lot, I was able to save in my first year, I was able to save that company $130,000 because of what resources I was bringing with me. And when I went in and I asked for a raise, they said, well, we usually only give 3%. Now, I wasn't making a lot of money. This was 20 years ago. I was probably making like around $38,000. But I saved that company $130,000, and all I was asking for was a little more. And I got a little bit more, but then he told my direct boss, Lauren better not, this is the only time that this will ever happen for Lauren. He said, because next year, it's 3%, just like it is for everyone else. Do you think that demotivated me a little bit? I left there within 3 months. I started looking. Because that's the entrepreneur in me. And my mom is sitting in the front row, and she will tell you, I kind of don't listen sometimes. I don't like being told what to do. And to frame it up, ladies, I'm talking to you about everything here today. And I'm being very open and transparent with you. When I was laid off, I racked up credit card debt and I drained my bank accounts because I was living in Manhattan. And I ended up moving and not home initially. This is a funny story. So, being the mom that mom is, I couldn't find work because when the economy goes, guess what goes? Marketing and advertising and public relations. The company stopped spending money there. So I was out of luck. So I had waitress. So I went from an office on Park Avenue, waitressing in a tiny little pizza store outside of Philly somewhere. And I finally saved up enough money to buy a car to get to and from work. And I called my mom. I said, Mom, guess what? And so I finally did it. I saved enough money to get the car. And my mom, she said, be careful, because you know how car salesmen are. Nothing against car salesmen. And I said, Mom, I'm riding to the car lot on my bicycle. I kid you not, this is true. So my journey and my passion to make sure that I educate all of you to know that you have options. And if something were to shift in your life, have something to fall back on. Have a plan B. I know Talia talked about having a plan B this morning. It's really important. And don't put the blinders on. Because if I had a plan B in place when all that stuff was happening, I wouldn't have fallen so hard. But you know what? In times of adversity, we all have a choice to pick ourselves up, to brush ourselves up. And my mantra was, I don't know why this is happening to me, but I'm going to be okay. I don't know why, but I'm going to be okay. And that was my mantra, day in, day out, day in, day out. Because there's a lot of more bumps that I'm leaving out. My mom can vouch for that. So, I've mentored designers. I've mentored people in other industries with helping them to ask what they get paid for. I'm going to say that sentence again. Helping people, women, men, when they're doing some freelance work, they would ask my opinion. What do you think I should charge? I said, well, what do you think you should charge? And the numbers were so low. I said, you're doing something for that company that they can't do for themselves. It doesn't matter whether it took you an hour to do it. You've created something with a higher value. So start high, right? Start high, as Judith said earlier. Start high. Don't be afraid to negotiate. And I want you to imagine. And if you'd like to close your eyes, I encourage you to do so. But I want you to imagine if you had an extra $2,000, $3,000. Would you go on a family vacation? And who would you take with you? Like, is there anybody else? Like would you take your grandma? Would it be cool to have flexibility in your days? And how about if childcare, if you're putting your child in childcare and you didn't have to do that anymore, and you could be the full-time mom maybe that you want to be? Pay off debt. I did that. Contribute and give back. You can travel the world. With this gig economy and with all the solutions that I'll be emailing you, you're going to understand that you can have a plan for a bigger and a better life. Not that your lives aren't bad, but you can have a better, stress-free, financially stress-free life. So if you have an entrepreneurial dream, this gig economy, it presents everything that you need to make it happen. Oftentimes, our biggest obstacle is between our ears. Because it's the stories that we tell ourselves that we can't do it, or we get worried about what other people think, or you just talk yourself out of it. I'm going to tell you, stop talking yourself out of it. Mel Robbins has a great book called The 5-Second Rule. Your brain gives you an idea, and within 5 seconds, it'll talk you out of it. So write that down, Mel Robbins. It's called The 5-Second Rule. So you can pursue your passion on the side while you're still working. So I know all you ladies love what you do. So do that. But then be smart and start doing a little something on the side. So that you'll be set up for success. It's that simple. These are 3 books that I referenced, not really Rich Dad, but The Business of the 21st Century. Write that down. It's by Robert Kiyosaki, Kiyosaki. This is a game-changing book. Squeezed, it says, Why Our Families Can't Afford America, Alyssa Court. That was referenced a lot in my presentation. And I stripped out so many stats, ladies. So I went, now, I'm sorry I'm telling you everything what to do, but I want you to take out your cell phones. Oops. And I want you to friend me on Facebook. Because I want all of you in my social group. Because you all ladies have proven to me, because you stayed here in these seats, you spent the entire day with me. You're passionate about what you do. You want to improve yourself. And you are the people that I want surrounding me. So fill out that card, and you're going to get the free eConomy ebook. You're also going to get the link to 50 ideas or 50 solutions for you to start generating a gig income, or start generating income through the gig economy. And that, ladies, I conclude my presentation. All of you to walk out these doors, and I want all of you to walk tall, and I want you to feel like you're 10 feet tall and bulletproof. Because you are, and you have the capacity for greatness within you. And I thank you for your time. Let's go have cocktails! Yay!